company is one thing, but if I can give back with all of you and I can let this community know, so, our marketing people call it goodwill marketing.
You are now investing in your own community.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have at our entrance our special guests already. Requesting once again, members registering yourself, please get yourself seated as soon as possible. We have our special guests who arrived already. We do not want to delay them. Thank you for understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can draw your attention to the back, if I can draw your attention now to the back, we have our first set of special guests coming in. We have Max Srinivasan, the Global Markets President from BNI. We have Mrs. Meena Srinivasan, Chief Digital Officer, BNI World. We have Mr. Hemu Suvarna, National Director, BNI India, and Mr. Sandeep Shah, the Director of BNI Foundation India. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for them. Ladies and gentlemen, they deserve a round of applause. They've traveled a whole lot in the last few days and still made it a point to come visit us here in Goa. Thanking all the senior members of Bni Goa who've escorted our special guests. Thank you very much. Appreciate your efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, you may take your seats, please. Ladies and gentlemen, you may take your seats, please. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let me acknowledge the presence of our special guests, Mr. Max Srinivasan, Global Markets President, BNI. Thank you very much for being amongst us, sir. We appreciate your presence. Mrs. Meena Srinivasan, Chief Digital Officer, BNI World. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for being here. Mr. Hemu Suvarna, National Director of BNI India. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. Mr. Sandeep Shah, Director, BNI Foundation, India. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you. It's a pleasure to have all of you here. We know that you've been traveling all these days, but still made it a point to come to Goa. We really, really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Members, I request you to please take your seats. While you settle in, I also request the guys settle in to move their focus to the screen. We have a little something that we'd like to play for you, talking about a couple of members from Bni Goa who've made this event possible. Without sponsors, no event is possible. We thank our sponsors profusely for being very generous and forthcoming in helping us make this event a success like it seems it's already begun. Your attention to the screen, please.
Good on.
These are videos compiled of all our sponsors. gold, platinum sponsors, gold and silver. These are the people, ladies and gentlemen, who've made today's evening
We have
possible.
with us Modit Agarwal ji.
Thank you so much. So I'm first and foremost really humbled and privileged to be a part of this award show. It was really nice receiving it from Sonali ma'am, and this was an amazing moment for us. And more about Vastu, I mean, it's been something which I've been doing as a kid. I started meditating when I was 9, got the ability to heal by 11, and being naturally inquisitive started studying about all this. So I've been doing it for almost 22 years now. Happy that National Quality Awards actually recognize something like this as well. I've done it for the CEO of Panasonic and even like Vice President of Warner Brothers in UK. I've got clients across the globe. So
If people want to follow you, how do they?
yeah, so they can follow me on my Instagram or YouTube page. My company name is Vastu and Beyond.
Mr. Modit Agarwal.
We have with us Modit Agarwal ji.
Thank you so much. So I'm first and foremost really humbled and privileged to be a part of this award show. It was really nice receiving it from Sonali ma'am, and this was an amazing moment for us. And more about Vastu, I mean, it's been something which I've been doing as a kid. I started meditating when I was 9, got the ability to heal by 11, and being naturally inquisitive started studying about all this. So I've been doing it for almost 22 years now. Happy that National Quality Awards actually recognize something like this as well. I've done it for the CEO of Panasonic and even like Vice President of Warner Brothers in UK. I've got clients across the globe. So
If people want to follow you, how do they?
yeah, so they can follow me on my Instagram or YouTube page. My company name is Vastu and Beyond.
We are into real estate, and we are one of the leading real estate company in Goa. We are specialized in delivering the luxury villas.
People should know that we believe in quality and we deliver what we say.
My name is Abhijit Sawan. I represent my company Abhi Ganesh Investment Services Private Limited. अगर आप घर, गाड़ी, टीवी, फ्रिज इंस्टॉलमेंट ले सकते हो, why not share market installment? Yes, your money should work for you. Leveraging your money and time, that is what I do. We preserve, grow and multiply your wealth. That is with Abhi Ganesh Investment Services Private Limited.
Most trusted Vastu consultant in West India, Mr. Modit Agarwal.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we settle in, we have another compilation of videos. The first part in this video is a beautiful song that has been sung for Bni Goa, taking us through the journey of Bni by two Bni members. We also have really nice two videos about Bni Foundation and Bni Voices. Let's go through those videos for now, while we settle in. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a video taking us through the journey of Bni Goa, sung by two beautiful people. One is a Bni member, Agnello Pio. Many of you guys will know him. He's probably the Mr. Nightingale of Goa as of now. And one is the wife of one of our BNI members, Ryan Vaz. Ryan, are you here? He's been super proud of his wife for the last few days.
To flow between us and the kids who need our help. We have been listening closely to today's youth as they express what they need the most. You might be surprised to hear that they both need and benefit most from personal interaction with people like you and me, and the ability to build relationships relationships that help change the trajectory of their lives. They need us to be in their story. Business Voices is launching a movement as a way to inspire and encourage business owners to evaluate what they have to give and to get connected to the programs that need our time, our talent, and our treasure. We want to improve schools, reaching into communities and lending a hand to help out, using noble networking as a powerful tactic to bring positive change. We are providing the opportunities to support schools and educational organizations through our movement. I have just one question for you. Whose story will you be in?
The concept of Business Voices was developed by Beth. I think it somewhat began with a conversation a couple of years ago. We had an opportunity to spend some time with Richard Branson. We were talking to him about a concept that he calls the B team, and the idea with the B team is that it's a team of business people. And from that, we walked away really understanding that business has a voice, that business can make a difference.
Before I went into practice, I was a teacher, and then I was working primarily with 5-year-olds. And when I when I was starting my legal practice, I had the opportunity to serve on the board of the local charter school, Austin Discovery School, which was an outgrowth from the school I had worked at. And when I heard about what Business Voices was doing, and Christy was telling me about it, it was a no-brainer for me to take part. It's such an enormous area of need that schools have, and so the mission and vision is right up my alley.
We've flipped our whole philosophy from being a corporate-led foundation that relies on members to find schools and refer them to us for grant-making opportunities, to now we're a member-led work, having the members find and invest in schools with your time, your talent, and your treasure, and then we come along and make grants to the projects you're working on.
For me to give back by myself as a company is one thing, but if I can give back with all of you, and I can let this community know, so, our marketing people call it goodwill marketing.
You are now investing in your own community, and you're investing in the future of your own chapter and the future of your own business.
Because it really can be anything. Each chapter can decide if they want to do a project, or like Holly said, you can pick one of our projects to work through.
Business Voices is it's an initiative of the Bni Foundation. So in the same way that International Networking Week, which is open to the public, is an initiative of BNI's, Business Voices is an initiative of the Bni Foundation.
But if we're doing it as a community together, people get to see what good people all of you are, and get to see, hey, these are people that I want to do business with.
We hope that you'll go back to your chapter and maybe there's somebody passionate about a certain school. You can adopt a school, go and have work days.
And it's the true message of what BNI is, but, more importantly than that, I can tell you firsthand is that when you give like this and people get to see it, it comes back 100-fold.
We have chapters of BNI who want to make a difference. We're not a service club. But even if we told chapters, you can't do this, they do it because our philosophies give us gain, and you have chapters who want to help make a local difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, requesting once again, please kindly take your seats. You're going to have loads of time for networking amongst your members. I really appreciate that you want to do that right now, but we need you seated so that we can start this event. I also have to acknowledge the flags that are going up. The first flag that went up in today's event was Goan Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, a hand for them. Goan Stars is a pretty new chapter, and they are almost 96% of members here today. They deserve a huge round of applause. 96% of all their members are here today. Well done, Goan Stars. We do not want to see those flags go down. We do not want to see those flags go down. They've been given there for a reason. Chapters, make sure your flags are flying high. We shall begin in a couple of minutes. Please bear with us while we all get settled in.
We have with us Modit Agarwal ji.
Thank you so much. So I'm first and foremost really humbled and privileged to be a part of this award show. It was really nice receiving it from Sonali ma'am, and this was an amazing moment for us. And more about Vastu, I mean, it's been something which I've been doing as a kid. I started meditating when I was 9, got the ability to heal by 11, and being naturally inquisitive started studying about all this. So I've been doing it for almost 22 years now. Happy that National Quality Awards actually recognize something like this as well. I've done it for the CEO of Panasonic and even like Vice President of Warner Brothers in UK. I've got clients across the globe. So
If people want to follow you, how do they?
yeah, so they can follow me on my Instagram or YouTube page. My company name is Vastu and Beyond.
into real estate, and we are one of the leading real estate company in Goa. We are specialized in delivering the luxury villas.
People should know that we believe in quality and we deliver what we say.
The Bni Foundation has had a global focus on children and education since its inception. Now we are leaning into an awareness campaign that we call Business Voices. We believe that business can be noble. That is, we as business owners are uniquely positioned to create a conduit for desperately needed resources to flow between us and the kids who need our help. We have been listening closely to today's youth as they express what they need the most. You might be surprised to hear that they both need and benefit most from personal interaction with people like you and me, and the ability to build relationships that help change the trajectory of their lives. They need us to be in their story. Business Voices is launching a movement as a way to inspire and encourage business owners to evaluate what they have to give and to get connected to the programs that need our time, our talent, and our treasure. We want to improve schools, reaching into communities and lending a hand to help out, using noble networking as a powerful tactic to bring positive change. We are providing the opportunities to support schools and educational organizations through our movement. I have just one question for you. Whose story will you be in?
The concept of Business Voices was developed by Beth. I think it somewhat began with a conversation a couple of years ago. We had an opportunity to spend some time with Richard Branson. We were talking to him about a concept that he calls the B team, and the idea with the B team is that it's a team of business people. And from that, we walked away really understanding the business has a voice. That business can make a difference.
Before I went into practice, I was a teacher, and then I was working primarily with 5-year-olds. And when I came, when I was starting my legal practice, I had the opportunity to serve on the board of the local charter school, Austin Discovery School, which was an outgrowth from the school I had worked at. And when I heard about what Business Voices was doing, and Christy was telling me about it, it was a no.
PBN Bharat, we are live. So you do not want to be standing in groups while we are live on Prime TV. Requesting all members, please take your seats. We promise you that we will give you enough of time for your photo shoots with all our special guests. We promise you, members, we will give you enough of time for photo shoots with all our special guests. Please take your seats so that we can escort our special guests back to their seats so that we can start. I'm sure our special guests are flattered with the amount of interest they're being showed in, but please let them come back to their seats so that we can start, please. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, I'd like to let you know that we are live. This entire event is being telecasted live on Prime TV and PBN Bharat, which is a subsidiary of Prime TV. Prime TV and PBN Bharat is showing this entire event live.
Austin Discovery School, which was an outgrowth from the school I had worked at. And when I heard about what Business Voices was doing, and Christy was telling me about it, it was a no-brainer for me to take part. It's such an enormous area of need that schools have, and so the mission and vision is right up my alley.
We've flipped our whole philosophy from being a corporate-led foundation that relies on members to find schools and refer them to us for grant-making opportunities, to now we're a member-led work, having the members find and invest in schools with your time, your talent, and your treasure, and then we come along and make grants to the projects you're working on.
For me to give back by myself as a company is one thing, but if I can give back with all of you, and I can let this community know, so, our marketing people call it goodwill marketing.
You are now investing in your own community, and you're investing in the future of your own chapter and the future of your own business.
Because it really can be anything. Each chapter can decide if they want to do a project, or like Holly said, you can pick one of our projects to work through.
Business Voices is just...
Good evening, BNI. That is not 500 plus members. Good evening, BNI. Or should I say, good morning, BNI. Thank you. Well, for the non-BNI members wondering why at 4:30 in the evening we are wishing good morning, that's because BNI Business Breakfast Meeting, that's what we call it. We start sometimes as early as 7 a.m. in the morning when most people are still sleeping. So good morning is something that all BNI members respond to really, really well. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Cedric Fernandez and I will be your official host for the day along with my colleagues from BNI, Valerie Fernandez and Keith Alvarez. Through the event today, you will witness things that Goa has probably never seen before. We have prominent personalities addressing us today. The keynote address itself is by our BNI World Founder himself, Dr. Ivan Meisner. Rewards and recognition being one of the core values of BNI, we will be felicitating achievements of BNI Goa members. And of course, the opportunity to meet, network with more than 700 members. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like networking, this is the heaven of networking. Welcome to BNI Goa. I'm now going to call upon someone to officially start this event with a welcome address. Like I said earlier, you will have the opportunity of meeting the founder of BNI World today, but who I'm calling upon now is the founder of BNI Goa. Well, he's the very reason that this 800 plus strong member business community even exists in Goa. A little about him before we call him up. He's a promoter of EP Kamath Group and managing director of EP Biocomposites Limited, which, by the way, is a company listed on the stock exchange. This mechanical engineer, we've all heard of 3 Ps. People, product and process. This mechanical engineer, however, lives on 3 E's. Entrepreneurship, employability and environment. He's made these 3 E's his life's passion and lives by them every day. The list of business communities he's a part of is exhausting. Just to name a few: President of Lau Udyog Bharti Goa, Chairman of Vibrant Goa Foundation, immediate past President of GSIA, ex-Director GIDC, and it's a huge plethora of activities that this gentleman is involved in. He's not just involved, he's also been recognized for all his achievements. When his business EP Biocomposites got listed on the BSE SME stock exchange recently in 2022. August of 2022, he was profiled as one of the leaders of change by Times of India. Business Award of the Year 2021, Business Enabler of the Year 2018, and the list goes on. Personally, whenever I've sat on a table across this gentleman, I've always waited to finish because I've always wanted to hear what he has to say, because most of the time, it's never something I expected, because he thinks completely out of the box. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you to put those hands together. Let's create a thunderous round of applause while I call to kickstart our today's event with the welcome address of our very own Executive Director of BNI Goa, Mr. Rajkumar Kamath. Mr. Kamath, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Cedric. And good morning, BNI. Great. I would like to warmly welcome each and every one of you today to this BNI Goa's mega event, leading the change, transforming businesses, and impacting community. My special thanks to Dr. Ivan Meisner, who has come all the way to Goa. He would soon be arriving here, for taking that trouble, flying thousands of kilometers and being with us, being with members of BNI Goa. I would also like to thank Max Srinivasan, the global market president, who has made growth his cornerstone. Whatever region, whatever country he touches, it just grows. That's what Mac is, a fantastic mentor, a fantastic guide. We also have with us the National Director of BNI India, Mr. Hemu Suvarna. Thank you, Hemu sir, for being here. We have Meena Srinivasan, the Chief Digital Officer and also the Director of BNI Foundation. Thank you, madam, for being here. Nancy Priya, the Director of APAC, that is Asia Pacific Region. Thank you, Nancy. We also have Sandeep Shah, Director of BNI Foundation, who has been instrumental in coordinating on the Business Voices project for BNI Goa. I would also like to welcome Erika from Hungary, Runjun from Kolkata, and Swati from Vapi Valsad. Thank you all. I would also like to specially welcome all the heads of institutions who are here. And what we are going to do today, that is the signing of the MOU with them, is going to be a very structured, systematic and consistent step towards our community outreach. Just going back to the Goa story. As you know, BNI Goa, the first chapter, Aprant, was launched in 2010, April 2010, with 21 members. That is about 13 years ago, 21 members. And today, I'm happy that we have 14 chapters with 822 members and who have generated a business of 351 crores only in the last 12 months. If we compare our performance of BNI Goa in the last 12 months vis-a-vis the earlier 12 months, you will find that membership-wise we have grown by a whopping 45%. And business-wise, we have grown by substantial 68%. So we are really changing the way Goa is doing business, and that's our tagline. Tagline of BNI is changing the way the world does business. So friends, I would request you to give yourself, who have been a part of this amazing organization and which is transforming businesses, please give yourself a big round of applause. We at Goa now have 3 centurion chapters, Madgram, Aprant and Elegance. 80% of our chapters are in green and rest in amber. There are no chapters in black or in red. Not a single chapter is in black or red. 2 chapters, that is Aprant and Dynamic, are in the top 20 in the India chapter traffic lights. 5 chapters are in the top 50 in the India chapter traffic lights. The North Goa and the South Goa region is within the top 15 percentile in the world regional traffic lights. So please give yourself a fantastic round of applause for what you are doing. And I do believe the dynamic regional team, the passionate chapter leaders, the dedicated founder members, and of course ever enthusiastic each and every one of you have been responsible to make this happen. Friends, I would also like to thank super leaders Parag and Andre, ably supported by senior DCs Fauzia, Ashfaq, Arman, Avi. Besides, of course, we have Director Operations Valerie, Director Training Skandan, and Director MIS Mudit for making all this happen. I think we need to give a big round of applause to all these leaders. I am happy to inform you that the Deputy Area Director, Andre Shackleton and Parag Loliakar will now be taking on the role of Area Directors. Andre Shackleton as Area Director Planning and Development and Parag Loliakar as Area Director Operations. I think their leadership deserves a big round of applause. In this whole journey, we have actually been blessed with a lot of mentors. Mr. Murli Srinivasan, who is our Senior District Director, has been guiding us since 2012, that is a long, more than 11 years ago. He has been guiding us, mentoring us, and he has brought us to this particular stage. Lot of executive directors, especially Mr. Ayush Bansal, who actually came to Goa and initiated Mission Tejas, which has been one of the factors responsible for the transformation that has happened in the region in the last 1 year. I would like to thank both Murli sir and Ayush for what they have done to this particular region. I would also like to thank Hemu Suvarna and Max Srinivasan, who have been advising us, guiding us. Thank you, Hemu sir. Thank you, Mac, for your unstinting support in everything that we do. We are now within the reach of our goal of 1,000 members, generating 1,000 crores of business and creating employment for 10,000. This was the goal we set in 2012. And having reached very near to this goal, we are now looking forward to casting a vision for the further future. And I would look forward to your close involvement in this process. Today, we are fortunate to be having with us Dr. Ivan Meissner, the founder himself, Mac, Hemu, and all the BNI leaders, through whose inputs and guidance, we would be in a position to actually cast the vision for the future. I request you all to listen, understand, and absorb the inputs of these great speakers, and which will help you to grow yourself and your business. So, welcome and thank you all for being here and for being a part of this fantastic event. Thank you very much.
Man had a lot to say, but he kind of paraphrased everything. So he deserves a round of applause for that. Thank you, Mr. Kamath, for kickstarting this event so beautifully. We'd like to acknowledge the presence of a few, even though we are elated to have everyone here, but these are people who really traveled for us today, even after what I'm sure has been an overwhelming conclave that just closed at Mahabalipuram. They are still amongst us here today. I'm going to call upon a few of our very own BNI members, who are also sponsors for the event today, to welcome these guests with flowers. Mr. Deepak Gamkar of Rock Valley. Mr. Deepak Gamkar of Rock Valley, can I request you to welcome Mr. Max Srinivasan. He's at the main gate, so Aftab, if we can hold on to that one. Max at the main gate. Sir's right there. Ladies and gentlemen, Akhilesh Bise of Innovent, BNI Dynamics, to welcome Mrs. Meena Srinivasan, Chief Digital Officer, BNI World. Mr. Abhijit Sawant of Abhi Ganesh Investment Services, to welcome Mrs. Nancy Devpriya, Director Ops, APAC. Abhijit isn't in, so Aftab is going to take that honor. Lucky you, Aftab. Mr. Vikas, to welcome Mr. Hemu Suvarna, National Director, BNI India. Vikas Diora. What I'm just about to say is something I'm sure every president says in every meeting. Please do not stop the claps. I'm sure every president says that. I did. So please don't stop the claps. And finally, Ayushman to welcome Mr. Sandeep Shah, Director, BNI Foundation, India. Ayushman, if I can have you here, please. Ryan, are you here? Okay, Ashfaq, can you do the honors, please? Okay, perfect. Sandeep Shah, ladies and gentlemen, Director, BNI Foundation, is one of the reasons this event is even happening today. Thank you guys for helping us welcome our guest. Once again, BNI Goa thanks all of you profusely for being here today with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned that the members who welcomed our guests were also actually some of our sponsors. Without these sponsors, an event like this is never possible. So I'd like to thank all of those kind-hearted sponsors. Do not stop clapping for them. These guys have gone out, been generous. If we can have those slides playing through. Aditya Desai and Deepak Gaunkar of Rock Valley, Goa from BNI Samudra and BNI Champions respectively. Manas Developers. Vishal Parab and Vikas Deora from Labh Vishal Real Estate Goa Developers from BNI Titans. And the last platinum sponsor, Villanova Lobo and Bacha Khan of Vibha Homes from BNI Synergy. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the platinum members. Our gold sponsors, Achilles Bise of Innovent from BNI Dynamics. Commander Skandan Warrior of Scuba Evolution from BNI Apranth. Ryan DeCosta and Ayushman of Lab from BNI Synergy. I have to stop in my tracks when I hear that sound. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can request you to please stand wherever you are. Those drums means the most important person of the day is here. Dr. Ivan Meisner is entering. The flag's flying high and the clap's not stopping. The flag's flying high and the clap's not stopping. This is BNI Region of Goa. Prove that point. The flag's flying high and the clap's not stopping. BNI members, Goa and all the other cities here, this hall should echo the sound of the claps. We are 700 people here today. Ladies and gentlemen, a traditional welcome for our BNI World Founder, Mr. Dr. Ivan Meisner. Dr. Ivan Meisner, we welcome you here to BNI, the region of Goa. Welcome. Thank those guys playing those drums. Very interesting. Thank you. And moving on, Our first speaker today represents all of us here at BNI India at a national level. To introduce him, may I call upon Mr. Ashfaq Shah of Gem Power Solutions from BNI Dynamics. Mr. Shah, all yours.
Good morning, BNI. Absolutely amazing, and it's a fantastic and a unique opportunity for me to present our National Director, Mr. Hemu Suvarna. Very experienced in what he does. He joined BNI 15 years back and quickly rose as a chapter director. Most of us start as members and then we move up, and that's where he comes from. He later became the regional director in 2010. As area director in 2016, he significantly increased the membership count of the region from 1,600 to 4,200 plus, which is a whopping 262%. Recently, he served as the managing director of BNI Mumbai, overseeing 5 regions, 93 chapters and 4,200 members in total. In January 2022, Mr. Hemu Suvarna assumed the role of BNI India National Director with the ambitious goal of reaching 1 lakh members. Hemu sir, we'll get there soon. Mr. Hemu Suvarna is happily married to Yajna, and they have 2 lovely children, Anusha and Ankit. He enjoys playing cricket and is extremely passionate about sports. Some of his hobbies include traveling, spending quality time with his family, and socializing with close friends. Well, this is interesting. His ultimate aspiration is to ensure an exceptional BNI experience for every single member in the region of India. Please put your hands together for our National Director, Mr. Hemu Suvarna. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Good to have you.
Thank you. Good morning, BNI. Wow. First and foremost, I'm not going to take too much of time, because when we have the BNI's founder, Ivan Meisner here with us, and also the Global Markets President, Max Srinivasan is here. So I think we should make sure that we hear from them, and they will have a lot of wisdom to share with us. So I have a request to each one of you: make sure that you are making a lot of notes so that we can go back to our own chapters and make those, implement those notes what you are taking. But first and foremost, let me compliment Rajkumar. He's the one who started the region here, way back 13 years ago, and impacted those entrepreneurs. Starting something in a city, Goa, what is the impression you have when we talk about Goa and when we talk about early morning meetings? Absolutely. So, making a change, making a difference in lives of entrepreneurs here and touching lives positively. That's why I really want to compliment Rajkumar Kamath for all that effort and bringing. And now we heard his vision, reaching that 1,000 members and, generating 1,000 crores. 1,000 crores per member. So that's the vision. I really, really love that, because that is the vision even we have for India. Every member generating crores of business for themselves. So that's what is very interesting. So that's the reason I'm not going to take too much of time. But before I pass it on, I would like to mention, one thing about the BNI Givers Gain philosophy. That is what Dr. Ivan Meisner built this organization, and by giving unconditionally to others, that supports build positive relationship and trust. It also creates a desire to reciprocate to the giver. Let me remind you, BNI is the largest and the most successful referral networking organization in the world, and India, currently we have about 50,678 members, generating, in the last 12 months, I know we will be hearing about this particular success, because this is one thing I always want to point out, what is the impact we are creating in the community. The last 12 months, we were able to generate about 3.19 million of referrals, and that translated into 30,516 crores of business done between the members. I mean, this is what, gives us goosebumps. This is how we are impacting our members and the community around us. Of course, we've heard about, what is happening in Goa. So we would like to see the Goa reaching those the milestones very quickly. I know there are a lot of efforts being put, and a lot of initiative is being implemented. So I would like to once again compliment Rajkumar for making that, leading the change and transforming business and impacting the communities. That is exactly what he is doing. So with that, I would like to compliment all the regional team and the members for making sure this is what is happening in Goa. With that, thank you very much. Make sure that you are keeping your questions ready, because Dr. Ivan Meisner is here. So whatever questions you want to hear from him, the answers, please keep it ready. And thank you, and bye-bye. Enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Suvarna. Very well said. Givers gain philosophy indeed. And for all those who know our executive director, he's a man of a big heart. Really gives. So very well said, apt, and thank you for that. Next, I'm calling out Mr. Avinash Borkar of Gauri Creations to introduce to us our next speaker, who is someone who ensures that BNI reaches every corner of the world. I say that again. This gentleman ensures that BNI reaches to every corner of the world. Mr. Borkar, over to you.
It's definitely a great pleasure because I always get a chance, to introduce this gentleman. So I am always been thrilled about it. Max Srinivasan serves as the global market president for BNI. As we know, BNI is the largest business networking referral organizations in the world, with over 305,000 members and in 77 countries today. He brings to BNI over 30 years of his professional experience, leadership experience in USA, India, and in Singapore. He leads operation support for BNI master franchisees and BNI company-run countries. He is a certified franchisee executive, recognized by International Franchisee Association, USA. Mac has started and scaled several businesses over the last few years. He was named as the Startup Scale-Up Guru by the National Achievers Congress. Mac's BNI leadership journey began as an executive director in 2006 in Bangalore. He was invited to lead the BNI India operations in 2016, and he has grown BNI India to 410%. That's from 9,800 membership that we had in 2018 to 50,000 plus members in the last few years. That's a great achievement. Since 2017, Mac was invited to lead BNI Asia Pacific operations, and there also, BNI Asia Pacific membership has grown by 179% and led him, to promote that global market president in August 2018. BNI Global membership also has now grown by 26% under his leadership and guidance. Mac's experience in building teams and inspiring them to succeed. He is a master builder of business infrastructure that fosters rapid growth. Mac currently lives in Singapore, loves to travel across the world, watches movies, read books, and enjoys spending time with his wife and kids. He is a firewalker, bungee jumper, and a skydiver. And he has told us how he overcome these fears. So, please know from him how exactly he has achieved that. Max energy is unlimited. You can definitely witness it. His passion is to help others to find strength in themselves and to achieve goals that they would normally think are impossible. He believes that with the right network, even the impossible can become possible. His vision is to help over 1 million entrepreneurs grow and transform their business by December 2029. Mac, I think we have to revise it to December 2026. Is it so? Yes, that's what we are going to do. So please help me welcome Mr. Mac Srinivasan.
Good morning, Bni. Isn't this guy most handsomely dressed, colorfully dressed to introduce me? Let's give him a big hand. Avinash, small career, guys. Thank you. I heard you have more than about 80 people, Avinash, that you have sponsored in and around the system. Thank you very much. Good morning. I'm super happy to be here in Goa again. I do have a presentation that Nancy helped me put together, but I'm going to speak from my heart. Is that okay? Awesome. I was looking at this title that says Leading the Change. Leading the Change. How many of us like change? How many of us are scared of change? Scared. I used to be scared of change. I don't want to move houses. I don't want to. How many of you are like that? If things are constant, it's perfectly fine. Yeah? Yes, some of us are like, but there is only one thing. Only the change is the only constant. Change and taxes are the only constant things in the earth. Okay? So you have to change in order for us to grow in our life, in our businesses. So before I start my keynote, let me first set my timer, and also can I recognize, I believe that we are collaborating with several institutions here. Can I recognize the head of all the institutions? Can you please stand up? If you're here representing your institution, please stand up so I can know who you are. Let's give them a big hand for being here with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for being part of this. Education is so important for all of us, and I really appreciate you being here and collaborating with us. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So since we have so many new folks, I'll quickly go over some statistics and some of our core values. We have 7 core values in BNI, but today, for me, the one that's close to my heart today is relationships. We are back here connecting with you. We have 500 people in the room. Super happy to be here in this very same hall where I've sat on the dais with several, previous chief ministers, and I look forward to meeting our chief minister again today. So here you see Ivan. Ivan's started the business of BNI in his house in California, not really knowing that one day it'll transform. It'll help people in over 77 countries with over 300,000 people in the network. So Ivan had, when he started this 38 years ago, he never thought that we were going to be in 77 countries or be here in Goa. So we really appreciate his vision for starting it. We ran our business in California for several years. And when Graham Weimiller, who's our CEO, joined us, since 2016, our offices are in Charlotte. I also want to thank and recognize another change leader, Rajkumar Kamath. Let's give him a big hand. Wow. I have so much to talk about in leading the change that I don't even want to stick to a PPT, but I really thank Rajkumar. You led the way in Goa. Without you, the entrepreneurs here, the business community here, and the way that we collaborate with the government, the way that we collaborate with all the educational institutions, the way that we collaborate with all the industry would not have been possible, Rajkumar. We really appreciate your leadership. And we have at least 140 regions across India, 140 executive directors like Rajkumar Kamath. But for every one of them, they have to be interviewed by Rajkumar Kamath, and only when he blesses it, we take them on. So please, he does a lot of service behind for us. So thank you, Rajkumar, for that. Globally, for the folks who are here for the first time, we are 305,000 entrepreneurs, globally network, and we have one common philosophy of givers gain. We go out and about to help another business, a colleague of ours gain or get business, and then the universe helps us back. So that's what's happening across the world. We've been growing year on year. We've had, Ivan will also share this more in detail, but this is one of the only companies that I know that has grown even during the pandemic. And I think it's a credit completely Dr. Ivan and what he's put together and all the leaders here in this room. Let's give a big hand for this. No company has done that. We have done more than $21.7 billion worth of business. Now the secret about this is most companies measure their success by how much money they made. BNI is the only company that measures its success on how much money it has helped its members transact between themselves. So again, the credit goes to Dr. Ivan Meisner for creating such a pure system for us to follow. I want to thank our leader, again, leading the change, another leader here of Hemu, helping us cross that 50,000 mark in India. He's a fantastic leader. Let's give him a big hand over here. Hemu, I've worked with Hemu from when I was a national leader for India. In 2016, I took on the reins of India. Hemu is like a duck on water. You've seen a duck go on water? It glides smoothly, very calm on the outside. But under the water, it's paddling very, very hard, working very hard, and that's what Hemu is. He's one of the leaders that always smiles, but he goes through a lot of, ups and challenges every day, but you will always see him very calm. Thank you, Hemu, for your leadership in India. 50,800 members, soon to be 51,000, and Hemu's vision is for us to reach 100,000 members in India. It takes a village to build and support entrepreneurs. When I say a village, it means leaders at the local level, the director consultants, the executive directors, the national leaders, the regional leaders, market presidents. It takes a whole group to lead people. No other organization other than BNI gives back in terms of education. We educate, we bring about leaders. Guys, BNI is not a membership organization. Let me repeat that. BNI is not a membership organization. It's a leadership organization. We build leaders. And I want you to recognize that, and because you're part of it, give yourselves a big hand. You are all leaders in this room. When I fly through India, somebody, when I fly, I was sharing this at the India National Conference, and Fauzia asked me to share it here as well. When I fly over India in the years ahead, I want to see that each of these lights that you're seeing here should be like a BNI meeting. Either they're meeting in hybrid mode or online mode or an offline meeting. That's the impact we're going to have. We're already having that in tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities. Okay? And that's what's happening. We're now expanding in the smaller cities. And we have completed our expansion in all the larger cities. So under the leadership of Hemu, we look forward for that to happen. So how do you scale your business? I've already talked about BNI, but would you like to know how you would like to scale your business? Would you like to know how, for example, India scaled in so many facets? I can share with you each of these departments that we started in India, each of the businesses that I have run in the past. There's a magic to scaling. Would you like to know what it is? Yeah? Each of you, look at the trainings, what we implemented in India. Now it's gone global. We are training the rest of the BNI world on how, to implement things, what not to do. Supply chain. I remember when I took on India, we had to go and find out where to get all these kits done. Okay, we went to Dharavi, the slums over there, met many vendors, found very different places, different channels, established in China, established in Europe right now. So it has grown. India is now contributing back to the BNI world in terms of the supply chain, social media, franchising, mentoring, world records. There's several, each department has scaled up. And there is a mechanism to this. So I want to share with you the secret. The secret that somebody taught me years ago before I came to BNI, years ago before I started my IT business, years ago before I grew it and I sold it. He said, Mac, whenever you have a problem or you want to create something, okay, let's say you want to start a new chapter or you want to create a new product, the first question that you come up with the idea of what is the next question that comes up in your mind? How to solve it, right? Hey, I want to do this, I want to create this event, how are we going to do this? That's the first thing. But he told me, Mac, this secret will make you millions of dollars, and it has. He said, change the letters. Change it from how to who has done it. don't ask the question how, because every time you ask the question how, it's like a brick wall that comes up in front of you, and many people will not complete the vision that they started because they're afraid of taking the next step. So he said, change from how to who. Who has done it before? Who can mentor you? Who can you partner with? Who can you hire? Okay, and that's completely changed the way I look at any problem that comes into the system. When India was transitioning, I did not have a supply chain. Who can do this? Who are the right people? If you want to start a chapter, who is the person who's got that? Murli Srinivasan, was very good in trainings. We were able to bring him on. So things like that, always ask the who question, and the who will lead you to the when it can be solved and how to solve it. But more importantly is, you will never solve anything, you will never reach your goal unless you have a very strong purpose, and that's called the why. Do you agree with me? Because